Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. We're going to look at 88 films August 2026 announcements. And this is a very strange and varied slate of releases. We've got classic comedy in 4K, controversial art house cinema also in 4K, Hong Kong action insanity, a brutal exploitation horror, and some chop socky 70s action films. Bit of a mix. I'm sure you will agree. So we're going to dive in together and have a look at some of these titles. So let's do it. First up, we have The Pink Panther. It's probably the biggest surprise here. The Pink Panther is coming to 4K from 88 Films. Now, this is a genuinely massive title for them, directed by Blake Edwards, starring Peter Sellers and David Niven. And honestly, it's a classic. Peter Sellers as Clouseau is one of the cinema's all-time great comedy performances. The thing that interests me the most is seeing how 88 Films handle this kind of mainstream and iconic title, because it's very different compared to their usual cult and exploitation catalogue. They've been eking into this kind of range before, and I'm just interested to see how this comes along. Now, there's no word on extras on any of these titles yet, but I'd be really interested because that's something that could really sway me. Now, this is slated for August the 24th, and it's running at $29.99. Next up, we have The Last Tango in Paris on 4K, which is released on the 17th of August, again, $29.99. This is something very different than The Pink Panther. Directed by Bernardo Bertolucci, starring Marlon Brando and Maria Schneider. This is one of those really controversial films, but purely on a cinematic landscape. This is hugely influential. Brando gives an incredible performance, and it's not an easy watch. It's emotionally draining and deeply unpleasant at times, but from a film history perspective, it's undeniably important. Curious about this one. I'm surprised I've not tied in some kind of strange little giveaway with it, free mini butter or something. Next up, we have Operation Scorpio from 1992. Now, this is released in both UK and US on the 10th and 11th of August at $19.99 at the moment. This is a hard swing from what we've had previously into Hong Kong action here. And honestly, this is a kind of title that I would expect from 88 Films. Not that I'm not happy to see the other two, but this one, it feels more kind of their oeuvre. It stars Chin Soo-ho as Fei Lung, a martial artist who becomes entangled with a dangerously unstable fighter, I think. He's a comic book artist. He saves someone and gets drawn into an underworld. From what I can tell, looking at the synopsis and looking at the reviews and looking at the trailer on YouTube, it looks like the fight sequences are really fun. The choreography looks really interesting. I kind of like the style of the film. It has this kind of manic energy running through the trailer, and I wonder if that's going to be there all the way through the film, because it would make it stand out even more. It's one of those releases where I'm kind of curious. Want to look a little bit more into the reviews, but yeah, definitely has my interest piqued. Next on this wild journey, we're on to The Last House on the Left Blu-ray. It's released on the 24th of August, again, 1999. And I think what's most fascinating about this is it's had an Arrow video release, which is a really strong release. So I'm wondering what is new here. Is it a new transfer? Is it updated? Why is it not 4K? That could maybe be the next angle to take it. Does the material even support that? What extras are they adding here? It's a kind of fascinating film because Wes Craven's original film still feels genuinely nasty. It isn't a polished studio horror. It's grimy, raw, uncomfortable, mean-spirited, and David Hess gives an incredible performance as Krug, one of horror's most unpleasant villains. and the film still carries this kind of raw, disturbing energy. The film has been extremely divisive since it came out because of the violence, the assault scenes, the nihilistic tone of it all. But historically, it's a really important horror film. If it's something you're interested in, I've got to imagine you've picked up the Blu-ray from Arrow. I know I did. Um, and I think if it was maybe an upgrade, possibly. But when I've got that Blu-ray, I don't understand the need to go and get this. If you haven't got it, great, you've got a new release. I'm unsure about how that's going to drive kind of sales there. We've got a US only title now, The Tournament, which is coming out the 25th of August from 1974. This looks like one of those kind of typical kind of 70s films. We've got Angela Mao, which is great. It looks as if it's got sort of criminals, corruption, violence. It looks as if it's set within the world of a large scale sort of fighting arena. And it feels like the kind of classic 88 films release. In fact, it's also one of those films I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it on the Eureka Classics range as well. It feels like something that would fit into there. And as this is a US only release, I've got to wonder if it's going to come to the UK at some point from somebody else. Similarly, we have Stoner from 1974. Again, we've got George Lazenby here and Angela Mao again. I like these two. I've seen George Lazenby in a few of these kind of Asian films, and it's kind of interesting to see him there. It just looks odd. I'm not really too sure of the entire plot of this one, but just looking at some of the trailers and clips that I can find online, we've got George Lazenby as a detective trying to investigate heroin smugglers. There's a weird sequence I saw with what looks like a villain on a rotating desk. It just looks unnerving and a little bit different, which makes me really curious about the film itself. This is the kind of thing that I would expect, again, 88 films to do, or to come from Eureka Classics as well, and something I think may come out at some point. Overall, it's a really bizarre lineup. You know, you've got mainstream comedies, art house, controversy, Hong Kong, martial arts, exploitation, 70s chop socky action with Angela Mao. And I think the biggest standout for me is probably the Pink Panther in 4K. It's a film I love. I would be interested in it. I want to see what extras are on that disc. Operation Scorpio is probably second on there just because the visual style of it looks really interesting. But again, I want to see more of the reviews for it first before I pick it up. So there we have it. This August release from 88 Films. We've got some US and UK titles, and I'm really curious about what you guys think of these announcements. Is there anything there that you've seen that you can tell me more about that film? Is there anything there that you're really interested in picking up or makes you scratch your head going, why are they releasing that? Drop a comment in the comment box below and we can have a chit chat about these announcements. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.